Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. If you've been working anywhere near digital marketing or content creation over the last decade, you know the game is literally changing right before our eyes. We are moving away from a world of basic search engines and stepping into this wild era of answer engines and generative AI. So today, we're cutting through the noise and breaking down the new alphabet soup of digital visibility. We're talking SEO, AEO, GEO, AIO, and ultimately the peak of it all, HEO. Let's dive in and figure out what actually matters.
The digital landscape has structurally shifted. I really want you to let this number sink in for a second. 60%. Today, a whopping 60% of search queries end without a single click to a publisher's website. I mean, think about that. More often than not, we are getting our answers directly right there on the results page, and we never even visit the original source.
So naturally, this zero-click reality has content creators and business owners kind of freaking out. Everybody is asking the exact same question. Is traditional SEO finally dead? Have we reached the end of the line for cramming keywords, building backlinks, and fighting tooth and nail for page one?
Well, the short answer is absolutely not. But the underlying technology, that is undergoing a massive shift. The contrast here is actually pretty stark. On the left, you've got the old-school retrieve and rank model. It relies on inverted indices, which is basically the search engine acting like a giant library catalog to match your typed keywords to a specific web address. But on the right, that's the future. Retrieve and synthesize using vector search. These new AI models aren't just fetching links anymore. They're actually mapping the semantic meaning behind your question and synthesizing a direct, conversational answer just for you.
All right, let's break this down layer by layer, starting with SEO, the essential foundation.
To survive and thrive in this new landscape, it really helps to think of your modern search stack like building a house. SEO is your absolute bedrock foundation. It is your crawlability layer. It's the practice of optimizing your site's infrastructure and content to rank higher in traditional search. And here is exactly why it's not dead. Without the technical speed, the clean site structure, the keywords, and those authoritative backlinks of traditional SEO, AI models literally can't even access your information. Simply put, if you aren't in the index, you can't be in the AI's answer. SEO is what gets you a seat at the table.
Moving on up, we've got AEO, becoming the answer.
Once that SEO foundation is rock solid, we build the first floor. Answer engine optimization. This is all about becoming the answer itself. You're structuring your content so it can be neatly extracted as direct responses for voice search, featured snippets, and what marketers love to call position zero, right at the top of Google. Instead of optimizing for someone to browse your site for 10 minutes, AEO demands short, punchy 40 to 60-word answers. It requires clear Q&A pairs and solid schema markup, which is basically the hidden code that translates your human text into a language machines can instantly grasp, just to make sure you are the definitive answer they choose to show.
Next, we step up to GEO, winning AI citations.
Reaching the second floor, we hit generative engine optimization. Now this is where the paradigm completely flips. GEO means optimizing your content to be cited, referenced, and synthesized within conversational AI responses. Think tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's Gemini. With GEO, the success metric changes entirely. You aren't just fighting for raw website traffic anymore, you are battling for brand citations and inclusion. You want the AI to learn from you and literally name-drop you as the ultimate source of truth.
To understand how you actually win those citations, we've got to look under the hood of a generative engine. When a user asks a question, the engine uses query reformulators and summarizers to pull data from a massive vector database, and then it constructs a brand new response from scratch. What does that mean for you? Well, it means your content has to be incredibly authoritative and easily chunked by the AI. It needs to be written so clearly that the system can easily digest it and stitch it together alongside other pieces of information. So, practically speaking, how do you pull that off? Recent benchmark studies have actually given us a pretty clear roadmap here. Implementing specific geotactics, like throwing in hard quantitative stats, pulling direct quotes from experts, citing authoritative sources, and just making sure your text flows really well can move the needle big time. In fact, research shows that just adding solid statistics and expert quotes can boost your visibility in AI responses by up to 40%. AI engines are terrified of hallucinating or making things up, right? So they crave verifiable facts. Give them the facts, and you get the citation.
And that brings us to AIO, the hybrid ecosystem. Finally, we are putting the roof on our structural stack with artificial intelligence optimization. Think of AEO as the big-picture ecosystem approach. It's about making your entire digital footprint AI-readable and authoritative everywhere, ensuring your brand entity looks consistent across Google's AI overviews, social media recommendation engines, third-party LLMs, the whole shebang. But wait, AEO is really just the technical roof. If we're talking about what actually matters today, there is a pinnacle layer we're ultimately aiming for. HEO, or Human Engine Optimization. Because at the end of the day, making yourself readable to an AI only matters if that AI eventually connects your brand to a real, breathing human being.
All right, let's wrap this up with building your search stack.
Let's pull all these threads together. Treating these acronyms like they're competing in separate silos is a huge mistake. These aren't competing strategies. They are complementary gears in the exact same machine. SEO builds your foundation and drives traffic on traditional engines. AEO wins you inclusion in voice search and featured snippets. GEO secures your citations inside those LLMs like ChatGPT. And AEO expands your total digital influence across the entire AI ecosystem. They absolutely build on each other. SEO provides the access, AEO provides the answer, GEO provides the authority, and AEO provides the scale.
So what's the actual game plan? When you're figuring out where to allocate your time and marketing resources, industry experts suggest following this kind of proportional breakdown. Dedicate about 40% of your effort to maintaining that rock-solid SEO foundation. Spend 20% on AEO so you can win those direct answers. Give 15% to GEO to make sure your brand gets cited by the AI chatbots. And reserve that last 25% for AEO to manage your broader brand ecosystem. This balanced approach is going to make sure you maintain your classic search visibility while aggressively leaning into this new zero-click era. Search has permanently evolved from simple document retrieval to complex AI reasoning. It's a whole new world. So, I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Are you going to cling to the old rules of chasing blue links? Or are you going to build a layered search stack that optimizes for the AI so you can ultimately serve the human? Remember, the true future of discovery is HOE. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep optimizing.